So just Matt Bevin, it really is against abortion. He passed the heartbeat bill, which is pretty controversial. It's going to run up against Roe v. Wade. Seems like it's a de facto ban on abortion, and it seems like they're trying to overturn Roe v. Wade. So.
Yeah, they sure are, and the so-called right-to-life movement has been trying to do that since 1973 when Roe v. Wade was decided. So yeah, they claim to be anti-abortion, and what their goal has always been is to make all abortions after conception totally illegal and equivalent to murder. That's their goal, and Matt Bevin fits right in with that.
And your argument is essentially when you have liberal laws such as, free and easy access to abortion and contraception. So when you have liberal laws, there's actually less abortions that happen than when you have...
Yes. I've been saying that since 2012, and it was based on a study that was backed up by other studies showing that in different regions of the world, the regions where abortion laws are most liberal, such as Western Europe and North America, the abortion rates are actually lower than countries that have very strict and punitive abortion laws, such as Latin America and other Catholic countries. Ireland recently changed, became more liberal on that. But there are slightly more abortions, but they're all illegal, and so more women die in unsafe procedures. So I've been calling the Right to Life movement hypocrites, because the one solution they keep proposing, make all abortions illegal, would actually raise the abortion rate, and from their point of view, make the crisis worse and increase what they call the murder rate.
Yeah, right. So it sounds a little ironic because you're sitting there saying that if abortions are legal and there's a contraception, I guess those would be the two liberal laws that I can think of, but there's actually...
Well, everything that Planned Parenthood does.
Okay. So you're 100% pro-Planned Parenthood.
There, you got it.
The conversation, I guess, I don't know if I was just indoctrinated, but the partial birth abortions, when folks wait till they're about 9 months pregnant, almost ready to give birth, I've seen images of them where they just pull out the fetus, which looks like a whole baby, but they keep it in a couple inches and then suck out their brains.
Okay.
Well, I guess isn't
that done only for medical emergencies? I mean, that's not an elective abortion right there. I can't imagine that any doctor or clinic in the entire world would do that for purely reasons of choice.
Yeah. Well, I guess
I don't. They make up all kinds of gruesome scenarios and imply that those are going on all the time. But the Right to Life movement has been lying for 46 years. Why should they stop now?
Well, I guess what I was getting to is that the heartbeat bill is once you detect a heartbeat, which could be 6 weeks to 12 weeks, and then Roe v. Wade is the third trimester, so after 6 months to 7 months. So there's a line of demarcation. So it seems like if you wait to the very last second, that's getting real close to, that's a baby, right? So where would you say the line is between...
Well, my understanding of Roe versus Wade is that all abortions during the first trimester are legal everywhere in the United States.
The language...
It can be for any reason or no reason or they're simply legal.
Right.
And that during the second trimester, the rights of the fetus gradually increase. And states may regulate abortion during the second trimester, but they must base their regulations on focusing on the health of the woman.
Right.
And then the third trimester, states can become even more stringent.
Right. So the language, tell me if I'm wrong on this, but the language of Roe v. Wade says that life begins when the baby is viable outside the mother's body.
I don't think they said life begins, but they said that viability is an important consideration.
When do you think life begins? Do you agree with the Roe v. Wade?
About 4 billion years ago. So all this talk about life beginning at conception is just scientifically ridiculous.
Well, I mean, technically, it's that fertilization is. I mean, technically, that's when it begins, right?
No, a sperm and an ovum are both living cells.
Oh, okay.
But life has begun long before that.
Right, that's a good point. So life has been the whole time we're, I guess, mature and we're, have ovum or sperm.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fascinating that all the issues that you ran on are the exact opposite with Matt Bevin. He made Kentucky into a right-to-work state.
Yes.
How?
I call it right to bust unions state.
Can you?
I'm totally opposed, and so is my running mate, Josh French. We believe in strengthening and defending unions, and Matt Bevin and his entire party and the ruling class in this country want to destroy unions. That would make it a much worse society.
Tell me if I'm right about right to work. So right to work means you can go into a place that's already been unionized, but you don't have to join the union. Is that correct?
Exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because unions are, 9% nationally, so there's not really much unions left to speak of. And when they talk about them, they act like it's this big monopoly, this monolith, and it's crushing everybody and, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to bring that 9% unionization rate to zero. That's been their goal forever.
And the unions have brought so many things. They brought health care. They brought the weekend. They brought the 8-hour work day. They brought...
Yeah. And they're fantastically beneficial for any society, unless they're, state unions or something, or shams or something. But if they're democratic unions where the members make the decisions,
right.
They have all kinds of beneficial effects.
So, small d Democrat.
Small d Democrat.
When I think about, how, Donald Trump has Make America Great Again, when I think about, the greatness of Kentucky, I watched Harlan County, USA, the Barbara Koppel documentary, and the solidarity that people build when they're, all standing for the common purpose. There was just so much warmth and love in their conversations, and they were fighting the good fight, and it brought tears to my eyes because I was like, when did this happen? When was this when was this going on?
Right. It's a tremendous history we have. And I agree that it's inspiring. The overall vision, the biggest view of our platform is that I support a cooperative commonwealth as opposed to what we have going on now, which is a class war. We've got class warfare being waged by the 1%, the billionaires, the oligarchs, whatever you want to call them, against everybody else. Cooperative commonwealth, unions would be stronger. There would be more worker co-ops, and there would be less. The entire tax system would be reformed so that the poor are not paying higher percentage of their income in taxes than a millionaire.
What do you think about the Employee Free Choice Act?
Great. I think the Democratic Party should push for it, and if they don't, there should be some other party that comes along and replaces them.
I felt like it was a tremendous opportunity for unions. Obama was promised that he was going to pass it. My understanding, he said, I believe he said he did, but it never came to pass, so it just kind of died nationally.
Right. Yeah, I think Obama he emphasized it, put it lower on his list of priorities, and he got all tied up in health insurance issue. And
right.
He just kind of, I think he left the Employee Free Choice Act to wither.
What I really liked about it was it made every industry, I guess, I don't know if it had a certain number, but essentially every industry had the right to vote for a union. When I've had a lot of crappy jobs, I've worked at Burger King and just a whole bunch of crappy jobs, and it would be awesome, because I think that if you just ask the employees, do you want to unionize, when it just you leave it up to just their own, I guess, volition to study it, to understand it, and then to be able to organize it themselves, I guess it's or maybe the public education says, I'm not for sure what it is, but it seems like there's not that much of a pull to say, come on guys, let's get unionized, and if you do say it, then it's like you're a troublemaker. But if they had...
And they find some way to fire you.
Right, and there's intimidation too, so just the vote.
Yeah, it's a tremendous tool, and it doesn't all have to be done in one day. There can be an organizing campaign in a given workplace where people sign up over a period of months, and when they reach the right threshold, then they actually have a vote.
Right. What I was saying is just by providing the vote, at least, you can see where they stand, but I feel like they would be more, they would be in favor of doing something like that, especially if they know it's legal and it's okay.
Yeah, I think workers would quickly see the benefits of it, and employers will fight it tooth and nail.